Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Much quieter than yesterday. Yesterday, guys, there was like 5 days worth of news, and it had to be all crammed into one episode. Couldn't you have spread it out a little bit? Kevin Hart is making the rounds. He's got this Netflix movie coming out tomorrow. This is a good job of feeding the media, because you know they're going to write about this. He said that he's on a secret group chat with the likes of Tom Cruise, Dwayne Johnson, Harrison Ford, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, all the biggest guys. I was with all the biggest guys till we got to Jet Li, Jackie Chan. But anyway, Hart says, it's real secret chat. I shouldn't be talking to you about this chat. I could get in a lot of trouble from the other action guys. Other action guys? The Rock, Tom Cruise, Kevin Hart? Yeah? No. Kevin Hart said, when you're an action guy, you know, like Dwayne Johnson and Tom Cruise, you have to have action stories. So our chat is all about ping-ponging action stories and just making sure that everyone's in sync, you know? That's what it's about. Yeah, this is a real thing. It's like The Rock is home and he gets a text, bloop. Oh, it says Kevin Hart. Hey, what do you guys think about a motorcycle chase through downtown Paris? Like, what are these guys talking about? And Tom Cruise is like, oh, I better answer this? I don't think so. And Jackie Chan is on this for some reason. Do you really think Harrison Ford is participating in this chat? Harrison Ford barely wants to be in the movies that he's actually in. I call hogwash Kevin Hart. Can I start a feud with Kevin Hart? That'd be great. In other Kevin Hart news, he hopes that Cat Williams' tour with Kevin's ex-wife goes well, taking the high road there. He also alluded to the fact that a lot of the stuff that Cat Williams is saying is entertainment. There's an AI George Carlin. I will play a clip for you. This is by comedy group Doodsy. They begin the AI full George Carlin special. I listened to 90 seconds of it. I don't have time for this kind of thing. The special begins in a voice that's not supposedly George Carlin. Hello, my name is Doodsy. I just want to let you know very clearly that what you're about to hear is not George Carlin. It's my impersonation of George Carlin that I developed in the exact same way that a human impressionist would. I listened to all George Carlin's material and did my best to imitate his voice, cadence, and attitude, as well as the subject matter I think would have interested him today. So think of it like Andy Kaufman impersonating Elvis, or like Will Ferrell impersonating George W. Bush. Cracked writes, as for the comedy itself, the jokes are blurred copies by a printer low on toner, smudged, faded, and best thrown in the trash. I think I own that printer. The black doesn't work anymore, no matter how many ink cartridges I spend $60 on. Anyway, let's listen up until the point that AI George Carlin starts using naughty words.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to start off with a heartfelt apology. I'm sorry it took me so long to come out with new material, but I do have a pretty good excuse. I was dead. So technically, it wasn't my fault. If you want to blame somebody, you're going to have to blame God. Which we all know is not going to happen. People are always thanking God for the good stuff in their lives. You meet your soulmate, God brought us together. Your soulmate dumps you, God is bringing me someone else.
That first joke isn't bad, the one about Carlin being dead. In fact, the special, if we can call it that, the AI creation is titled George Carlin, I'm Glad I'm Dead. You may recall Doodsy previously did AI Tom Brady, and then Tom Brady, who's alive, shut that down. In the past, George's daughter, Kelly Carlin, a friend of mine, expressed that she's not a fan of ChatGPT churning out jokes in the style of her father. Kelly's quoted as saying, I wish you were here to rip AI a new butthole. My dad chose his words so very carefully to express his innovative and brilliant mind. He dedicated his life to it. Now we have this crap. From The Hollywood Reporter, Michael Rapaport slams Hollywood for not speaking out about October 7th hostages at Golden Globes. Quote, not one person said one thing. Rapaport said, I'm embarrassed that not one person said one thing, unless I'm mistaken, at the Golden Globes the other night about the 133 hostages that were kidnapped in broad daylight from Israel on October 7th. All that billion-dollar Barbie feminism and all these young conscious actors and actresses. There's the hostages that are the exact same age as them, and not one actor, not one director, not one producer, not one comedian. Nobody said anything before the Golden Globes, after the Golden Globes, or during the Golden Globes. I'm not naming names because nobody said anything. Rapaport's also in the news via PortlandMercury.com. He's scheduled to play Helium Comedy Club for 5 shows, January 12th through the 14th. The Portland Mercury says local comedians, business owners, and activists put out a call to action telling comedy fans to demand Helium's management cancel the shows. The reason? Since the October 7th attacks on Israel by Hamas, Rapaport has said disturbing things in his videos, supporting and even calling for Israel's continued violence in Gaza. Portland Mercury writes, before the October 7th attacks, Michael Rapaport's videos range from multi-part, rambling commentary about Taylor Swift's daily life to rants about former President Donald Trump, delivered in a tone very similar to Trump's own rhetoric. Since October 7th, Rapaport's videos have been almost exclusively about Israel, Hamas, and Israel's invasion of Gaza. Reese Hendrick has a local comedy blog, Laughs PDX, and on December 28th wrote, given recent commentary from Mr. Rapaport about the ongoing violence in Gaza, we do not support the platform being provided for him. While it's not our place to police the scene or individual clubs, we find it necessary to voice our stance in solidarity with the Palestinian people. Activists within Portland's comedy community circulated call to action flyers on social media. Rapaport responded to that, calling it the best live show promotion ever. Did you know the Emmys are on Monday? The Primetime Emmys, January 15th. Your host this year, Anthony Anderson, a comedic actor of sorts. I remember first knowing him as a comedian, and then he played Antoine Mitchell on The Shield and was scary. He did a great job on that. What a versatile performer. The Hollywood Reporter profiled Anthony Anderson under the headline, I didn't get this far by playing it safe. Per the Reporter, he plans to honor Norman Lear and the friends and performers from the stage. One of his jokes, does Jason Sudeikis need another effing Emmy? As for hosting, I think my team may have given them a resounding yes before they even brought the offer to me. They contacted my team like, do you think Anthony would be interested in hosting? Yes! Do you guys need to talk to him first? No, he's interested. He's going to do it. We'll call him later. I think that's how the conversation went. Hollywood Reporter said, what's the appeal? Many others have suggested it's a pretty thankless job. You can ask Joe Coy. Anderson said, well, since I'm 0 for 11 in the win-loss category of the Emmys, I figured why not host the award that I covet the most and is missing from my shelf, so that's why. Hollywood Reporter asked, as you sit here now, are any targets becoming clear? Anderson said, oh yeah, that's what being a host of one of these shows is about. Taking jabs at your friends, taking jabs at other actors and television shows. I'll also be self-deprecating. That's what makes it fun for the people who are sitting at home watching this and who are thinking the same thing. So yeah, I'll poke fun at people that are sitting in the audience, but it'll be nothing personal, Taylor Swift. It'll be all light humor to keep the show moving along and a smile on everyone's face. You know, unless you crack a harmless joke and somebody ices you by drinking champagne. Bring it, Swifties. I want to get into a Twitter war with the Swifties and Kevin Hart. That'll get me some downloads. I could take the heat. Bring it. Good question by the Hollywood Reporter. What's the worst case scenario for you? Getting called out for playing it too safe or potentially crossing a line and upsetting people? I'll throw in there and, somebody gets up and slaps you in the face. Anderson said, I've been known to be a habitual line crosser. I didn't get this far in my career and achieve what I've achieved by playing it safe. We're going to push the envelope and have fun, but we're going to do it in a very respectful way. You'll have to tune in to see. He's going to keep the show tight. He says, we're toying with the fact that we might not have playoff music for the speeches that go too long. What we will have is my mother. She'll be the playoff music. And every now and again, you may see her peek out from behind the curtain and tap her watch like, come on, baby, I got to be out of here by 11. I got a date at the bingo hall. Let's go. Wrap it up. I'm reaching out to all my friends who've hosted the show. I've already spoken to Kenan Thompson and Jimmy Kimmel. They've said things like, just be true to myself and be humorous. Make sure that I'm in the writing room. Make sure that the writers capture my voice. Make sure that I'm available in case there's something that happens live and in the moment. Sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. That's Monday. I noticed on my phone this morning that Jim Breuer is the guest on the Joe Rogan Experience. I haven't listened to it yet. Oh, before I forget, I haven't watched Pete Davidson yet either. I was in TV mode the other night and I forgot it existed. I wound up watching season 2 of Reacher. I'm trying to get all my Amazon shows in before they add commercials at the end of the month. I just can't with the commercials, man. I think streaming has tricked us because we used to have DVRs and could skip the commercials. And now on streaming, we can't skip the commercials. We have to give them extra money. We were long played there for 4 years, but now I see what they did. Well played. Anyway, the Rogan fans didn't like Jim Brewer's appearance, according to EssentiallySports.com. Some of the comments on social media. Poor Joe, imagine looking up to and being influenced by Jim Brewer's 7th grade class clown level stand-up. Another said, Brewer was the star of SNL when I was in 7th grade, and he sucked. Essentially Sports wrote, and I haven't heard this yet, but said some fans were concerned about Jim Breuer, guessing that something was wrong with the actor and comedian. On the other hand, one fan urged viewers to skip the episodes featuring guests who they don't find interesting. One said, Breuer literally sounds insane. I feel bad at this point. Another, just ignore the bad guest and listen when a good guest is on. Another, this was so bad I had to turn it off. I'm thinking now, I used to know Jim really well, but I don't think I've spoken to him. It might be 10 years now. I left Sirius in 2014, right around now. We might have spoken once after, but I haven't ran into Jim in a long time. Hope he's doing well. Jim co-starred in Half Baked with Dave Chappelle. Nice segue, Johnny Mac. Well, Dave Chappelle's The Dreamer was number 2 on the English language TV charts from January 1st to 7th. During that window, it managed 10.2 million views. It's the special second week on the Netflix charts after it jumped to number 5 with just one day of viewing under its belt. The top spot on the English TV charts went to Fool Me Once. That had 8 episodes all dropped at once, 37.1 million viewers. Nico Lang in the Daily Beast writes, "At the end of The Dreamer, my husband turned to me exasperated and sighed, 'What is he even getting out of this?' $20 million, I responded matter-of-factly, but I knew what he meant. My partner's concern was not financial gain, but rewards of the spiritual kind. After a string of comedy specials mocking trans people, Chappelle drank from the well once more in a listless routine, starved for fresh ideas or even remotely interesting ones. As a man who once represented comedy's avant-garde, who suggested bold new directions for where the art form could go, my husband was curious to know, does Dave Chappelle feel fulfilled by any of this? Is this how he thought he'd use his enormous potential?" One of the most depressing aspects of Chappelle's recent downward spiral is the sense that he's capable of more. As The Dreamer sits comfortably within the top 10 of Netflix's daily charts, Chappelle is proving once more that there was no real need to be quiet. He'll continue to benefit from saying his feelings as plainly as he desires on whatever stage he desires. Greta Gerwig commented on Joe Coy's Barbie joke. You may remember that he compared Barbie to Oppenheimer, saying that Oppenheimer is based on a 721-page Pulitzer Prize-winning book about the Manhattan Project, and Barbie is a plastic doll with big boobies. Greta said, "Well, he's not wrong. She's the first doll that was mass-produced with breasts, so he was right on, because it is about a plastic doll. Barbie, by her very construction, has no character, no story. She's there to be projected upon." And that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. There's some money in the tip jar. I'll take your money. I'll go to the National Donuts chain. I will use my app, actually. I don't talk to humans anymore, and I'll have pre-ordered a large iced coffee with caramel and milk, and I will go there and get it, drink it, and then tell you about it. And if you understand value for value and podcasting 2.0 and you know what I'm talking about here and you want to throw some sats my way, use the Fountain app. You'll find me on there at Johnny Mac. See you tomorrow.